Hey there! What is going on YouTube? Welcome to HaveKnifeDay. Today, we're going to take a closer look at the Challenger K1 from Lothar. Now, this knife's been out for a little while. It is available on Amazon, and you can go chase that down if you wish. I'm going to share my opinions, my experiences with this, and whether or not I would want to get another one. Let's wipe off this smudgy blade. I use my knives, so you're going to notice that if you watch this channel for any length of time. You're going to see smudge marks all over my blades. Yeah. So I'm going to share my opinions and experiences, and we will get started with some dimensions. So it's a full-size knife for sure. You got about a 3.5 inch blade with 3 3/8 of cutting. Your overall length is 8 1/4. You've got 4 3/4 inches of handle, and your grip area is about 4. Oh yeah, okay. Blade stock thickness is a little thick. Cool. Maybe I can get it there, I'm not sure. Blade stock thickness is 0.12. Handle thickness is just shy of a 1/2 inch at 0.46. So pretty thick and pretty slender. Pretty decent. Let's see what it weighs here. Wow, that's not bad. 4.6 ounces, so less than 5. That's pretty good. All right. Size comparisons. We'll go with the Civivi Brazen Kronos Edition at 8 inches exactly. And we will go with the Civivi Elementum at 7 inches exactly. So you can see just a pinch bigger than the Brazen. About the same cutting as the Brazen. Yeah. It's got a deep-ish carry pocket clip, so it's going to sit in the pocket about like so. It's about the same width as the Brazen because it does not have a flipper tab, although the body is a little wider. It's about the same thickness. It's going to sit in the pocket just about like that. All right. So what do we have for materials here? You have a satin finished compound grind 14C28N. You have some stainless handles with some Damascus looking. Damascus is actually a brand name, so this is Damascus looking G10 inlays. They're on both sides, which is nice. You have a steel flat pocket clip that is pretty stiff, and we will talk about that. So, standard stainless hardware, captive pivot. Oh yeah, cage, ceramic bearings in the pivot. Pretty standard. See what I did to my table there? A little too close for comfort. Let's do a hardware check right quick. We'll grab the usual suspects here. T8 for a pivot. Looks like everything else is T6. Oh, thumb studs. So you can take the thumb studs off or modify them or whatever, and they are a T8 as well. So everything else is T6. Let's make sure. Yep, T6 and T8 should be good to go. How's the action? Pretty awesome. Reverse flick is great. Thumb flick is great, has good solid engagement. Your engagement is about 40%. So when that plunge lock comes out there, when you see that, it is about 40% of the back of the lock face. That's pretty good. Button deployment is easy. You can press this down, flip it out. I'm not super good with that, as you can see. If you get the timing just right on this button, the drop is pretty good. Very fidget friendly, very easy to use, finger safe closing. You have the button and thumb studs for deployment, and that brings us to design. Obviously this thing is a fidget monster, but how does it look? I think it looks stellar. This gives me Chaves Redencion vibes. I mean, the blade shape the way it is, the compound, the decently thick tanto, the jimping, the overall handle profile, pretty good. This is called the Challenger K1. This is designed in-house as far as I can see. It's got a very solid build, minimal branding. You have Lothar in the pivot, which is outstanding. The blade steel, and that's it. Nothing on the pocket clip. So all in all, perfect. You know, why mess up this aesthetic? I think this knife is very attractive. And for it being, you know, stainless steel handles, this thing is pretty light because they milled this out extensively. I don't know if you can see that in there because basically these are hollow, so there's holes right through there, and then these sit right on top of that. So if you look on the inside and you hold this up to the light, you can see the G10 through the handles because they milled that out completely. That's why this is so light. They did not use a backspacer because you really don't need to, although you can put your finger in there and touch that blade if you want to, but that's going to be a stretch because back here you can't do any of that. The blade grind is even. It is lightning sharp. I mean, this thing is, whew, it's crazy. You've got a hollow grind back here and a flat grind here, so this thing is just, it's almost a laser beam. It's wow. I think the blade to handle ratio could be just a pinch better. I mean, it stops right there. You could easily add an eighth, maybe even 3/16 of an inch of edge on that. You know, it could come back there no problem and you'd get more blade. But I think the blade's pretty good as it is. Thumb studs are nice. They have a texture on them, but they're not super sharp. You have a nice functional jimping up here that is pretty functional. It's not super aggressive. They knock the edges down. You have a nice thick tip. The blade is attractive, sits in the handle well. I like that you've got some very fine, and you probably can't even see it on camera because you can barely see it in person, but there's some very fine micromilling going at about a 45-degree angle all the way across like this. So it looks really cool. I mean, you have to get really close to see it. I can't see any milling in the pocket clip. It looks like just a regular bead blast steel. You've got a decorative pivot, which is nice. It's raised so you can actually feel it. The button has a pinch of edge on it, so you're going to feel that as well. And as I said before, this thing has serious Chaves Redencion vibes. It looks like a very upscale knife. It looks much more upscale than its price tag would suggest. So, it feels wonderful in the hand. There are no hot spots to speak of. Your hand locks in naturally. I have an average large hand. Plenty of room if you have a bigger hand. I mean, I like that they went ahead and they did not put finger grooves or any of that other garbage in here. They just went ahead and made a nice neutral open design, so even if you've got gloves or larger hands, you can fit this perfectly. It is a bummer though, they did not put the pocket clip on the left side for lefties because button locks are typically pretty easy to use for lefties. I can't do it because I suck at that. So no issues there. I think the knife carries pretty well. It's pretty lightweight for how big it is and given the materials, but I will say that the pocket clip, in and out of a pocket on thicker pockets, it's kind of a bear. It's not, you know, like titanium would be springy, but this is not that. So it's steel too. Now this is a smooth polished magnet. You know, so the whole thing is steel. And if this was titanium, it would be a little bit more springy, a little bit more flexible. But alas, it is not. So in and out of the pocket, it's meh. It's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. The clip doesn't really have any hot spots. You do feel it in the hand, but it's not a big deal. I think this thing slices awesome. It's relatively comfortable and it's pretty fun. You know, it's a fun knife. It's attractive. Very attractive. It has great fidget factor, has great action, nice thwack, good materials for what it is. Fits good in the hand. I mean, you can't complain about this thing. Now, would you like one? Well, as I said earlier, these bad boys are available. You can slide on over to Amazon and you can check them out. This is what you get when you buy it. You get this box, which is cool, and you get a kind of a carbon fiber looking rubbery feeling case. pretty decent case. And you open it up, and you get a little paper or little plastic bag it comes in, little thing, and you get a microfiber bag, and that's it, which is perfectly fine. I think the packaging for this knife is pretty good. And spoiler alert, I bought this on the secondary market, and the price was pretty stellar. So all in all, you get all that, and the price is about between $60 and $80, depending on if they've got a promotion, if they've got a sale. And at first, when I opened this up, I didn't look up anything on this knife. I just bought it off a Blade Binge, off of an individual. I didn't look up what the materials were. I thought for certain that this thing was titanium. I mean, it looks that good, operates that good. I thought this was way more expensive, and I thought I was getting a great deal, which I did. But $60 to $80 for this is pretty substantial. You know, it's a good deal. This is a nice knife. It fits well, looks well. I think the value for what you're getting is outstanding. And you're not going to find a lot of knives out there that have 14C28N and a build like this that's going to be this cheap. Miguron does have knives out there that hit well above their price point, like they punch well above their weight, and they're 14C28N, but they don't have this type of aesthetic. You know, they don't have micromilling in a metal handle. They're a little more expensive. So what I'm saying is for 14C28N, stainless steel, it's pretty good. The value's there. Yes, I would buy another one of these. And at the price I got it at, oh yeah, all day long, twice on Sunday. So that's going to do it for me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comments. If you like this video, leave it a like and subscribe to see more. Thank you for watching, everybody. And as always, have knife day.